Hello friends, welcome to Street Outlaws Update channel. It's time to discuss the most recent rumors about the No Prep Kings series and the intense dispute that has been building since the Outlaw Armageddon event. If you follow the racing scene, you are aware that since some recent rule infractions surfaced, things have grown very intense. We're going to dissect everything down for you today, including the latest on the racer situation, the NPK regulations, and possible implications for the next Tulsa event. To begin with, what precisely is happening? It all has to do with a regulation that is extremely controversial in the No Prep Kings rules. According to the law, during the 2 weeks preceding an NPK event, racers and their vehicles are not permitted to appear at any track within 200 miles of the event, not even for testing or display runs. Quite easy, huh? Well, not exactly. This is the point of complexity. Just this past weekend saw the Outlaw Armageddon event, and the No Prep Kings event is scheduled for this coming weekend in Tulsa, which is located just 138 miles from Thunder Valley, the site of Armageddon. That's against the rules, as stated. On Friday and Saturday, a number of NPK riders competed in the Outlaw Armageddon races, technically breaking the 200-mile restriction. Why then is this relevant? Due to the fact that competitors have already been disqualified for comparable offenses this season. The major issue today is, will this past weekend's races suffer the same fate? Let's now go back and examine the original rationale behind this rule. Maintaining level playing fields is the goal. Racer undue advantage could result from testing or appearances close to the event track before to race day. This is where it becomes contentious though. Long before this regulation became a major talking point, some of these racers had been competing in Outlaw Armageddon for years. They've been attending this event year after year and operating smoothly. Given that they were spared any direct repercussions for their race during Armageddon, is it really just to penalize them now? That's where the ambiguity lies. Given that racers were permitted to participate in Outlaw Armageddon this year, many feel that the rule needs to be updated or clarified. The law is even more confusing because it doesn't say if you have to be racing your NPK car or whether you just have to turn up to be penalized. Many fans are perplexed by the fact that racers have been disqualified even when driving a different automobile. There is yet no official announcement on whether or not these racers will be disqualified. It's hard to believe that NPK leaders would take such harsh measures, given their history of running and their participation in Outlaw Armageddon. However, it's probable that in order to avoid future uncertainty, the rule will receive some much-needed clarity. It's evident, nevertheless, that this rule has been imposed unevenly, which aggravates both racers and spectators. Although the circumstances appear identical, some racers were disqualified earlier in the season, while others were permitted to compete without any problem. A more accurate definition of what constitutes a violation or a more equitable execution of the regulations are being demanded by a large number of racers and fans. Ultimately, we'll just have to wait and see once the dust settles. Will the NPK officials clarify the rule by making modifications to it, or would the drivers who took part in Outlaw Armageddon incur fines at the No Prep Kings race in Tulsa? Time will tell, but one thing is certain. The racing community has had some very serious conversations about this subject. We'll be actively monitoring this subject at Street Outlaws Talks and updating you on any new developments. We'll have all the information up here regardless of whether the regulations change, remain the same, or result in disqualifications. How do you feel? Is there a penalty for the racers for taking part in Outlaw Armageddon, or should NPK officials change the rule to accommodate the long-standing custom of these racers competing in both events? Share your opinions with us in the comments section below. For more information and in-depth conversations on all things No Prep Kings and Street Outlaws, keep checking back to Street Outlaws Update channel. See you at the races, we hope.